Story 1. Camping. I have found I am very good at camping, and I even do it solo. I love camping so much. I crave it like a drug. Collecting my own firewood, starting my own fire, brewing my own coffee, having breakfast among the trees, then going for a walk to look for bugs. It is what I live for. Story 2. I am skilled at calming down situations. People tend to feel they can trust me to share their problems, which helps. Additionally, I am good at lifting and carrying people. Story 3. I am good at making people feel comfortable. I can usually find common ground even with total strangers. Story 4. Making people laugh. I admit some of the things I say make people pause or cover their mouths, but they laugh harder than they have in a while. Generally, it is not offensive, but more along the lines of, I'm already driving the bus to hell. Story 5. Making beer. I just won Best Homebrew of the Year at the Korea Homebrewing Championship a few weeks ago. I made a British porter. Story 6. I will answer this positively for once. 3 things I am good at and proud of are my job, golf, and being there for friends when they need help. Story 7. Casual conversation. Being able to carry on a conversation with someone while keeping them genuinely engaged has opened many doors. Story 8. In real life, I am very charismatic. I do not know what I do that makes everyone treat me as their confidant and invite me into more inner circles than I ever wanted to be a part of. Story 9. Video games, that is literally it. Naturally, I am just really good at them and will be in the top 1%. I am absolutely useless in the corporate world or real life. I do not know what British summertime or Greenwich Mean Time is, or how mortgages work. Story 10. Not doing a lot. If you need someone to sit down and stare at nothing, just relaxing, I'm your guy. Story 11. The Machine Bride of Pinbot Pinball Machine was made by Williams in 1991. I am not particularly good at any other pinball machine or anything else for that matter. Story 12. Derailing conflict. All you have to do is explicitly say what is going on. So clearly name thinks there are logistical holes in this idea and it cannot be logically produced in a time frame or manner that does not exceed the provided resources. Now, name is recommending this idea because it is a quick mix of what our clients, the people paying our salary, are asking for to retain our clients and keep paying our salary. Oh, another one, instigating conflict. Story 13. I'm a world-class procrastinator. If procrastination were an Olympic sport, I would win the gold medal by registering late and not showing up. Story 14. Sleeping. I always hear about how people cannot get to sleep, and I feel like my depression should make me do the same. But my head hits the pillow, and I am out within about 10 minutes. Story 15. Mostly just some Linux tasks and computer troubleshooting. I am not good at everything else, such as social skills, relationships, friendships, and eye contact. However, I have a job in information technology at a university, so I have that going for me. Story 16. Learning. Give me a lock. I will pick it in an hour. Give me the materials and I will build you a motherboard. Give me 5 hours of study time, and I will ace any exam unless it is a memory-based subject. Story 17. I'm good at some specific things, building a computer and installing software. Setting up network storage and backups for movies and files on all the computers. Cooking pasta and Cajun comfort food. Talking about movies and visual effects. Scratching and massaging my wife's back. Somewhat good at paddle tennis, but still a beginner and often mess up backhands. Creating 3D models and 3D printing. I started listing some bad habits and funny self-deprecating jokes, but I felt bad after rereading and want to focus on self-reflection and writing positive things instead. Story 18. I am really good at pretending I am fine in meetings while internally spiraling and crying about something I said in 2016. Story 19. Job interviews. I'm a somewhat anxious person, but for some reason, when I get into a job interview, I become a completely different person. I'm hyper-focused, and my verbal fluency improves significantly. This has helped me secure many good jobs, even though I may sometimes be underqualified. Story 20. Refinishing and restoring thrifted wood furniture. Computer customization. Bicycle repair. Automobile repair. building custom adult devices, basic home plumbing and electrical repair. I guess you could say I am pretty handy. Story 21. Writing books, including novels and children's books. I currently have an advertising campaign sponsorship on Amazon for a next-level bubble tea adventure around the world, under the name Piper Andrews. It explores unique bubble tea varieties in more than 20 different locations across the globe, featuring new forms that no one else has heard of or created yet. Story 22. I think I am a good father. I try to be there and spend every free minute with my child, except sometimes when I am very exhausted. I try to make her childhood magical with creative games, and I always try to make her fascinated by things by being very curious myself and exploring everything with her. I hope she can benefit from that. Story 23. Disappointing people. Sometimes that is actually the best thing to do. I know it might sound strange, but there are many times when the majority is wrong. Story 24. Logical thinking, which may not be welcomed by many people. Saving money and building capital. Anything related to information and communication technology. Not very good at being alone and empathy. Story 25. Deceiving my way into situations and opportunities one probably do not truly qualify for, and then somehow managing while being completely content and somewhat proud of my methods. Story 26. Making myself feel worthless, but school has not started yet, so I still have about a month of happiness unless I start stressing. Story 27. Oh me, taking care of others well and getting hit by the same mistake of overgiving, getting hurt and repeating the cycle. For some reason, my brain doesn't seem to get it. Every time it starts with, oh, this time I know what I am doing, and escalates to, why do I always do this? I am so good at this. Story 28. Working with animals, particularly horses. I do not know if I give off some sort of vibe, but most animals like me, and it makes it easy to work with them. Story 29. Catching flies with my hands. My parents' neighbor has sheep, and in the summer we always had many flies. My mother said she would give me 20 cents for each one I caught and 50 cents for the big ones. That skill stuck with me. Story 30. Tell random facts. The moon is slowly moving away. During the Ice Age, there were only 2,000 humans left. There was 1 in 400 trillion chance that you were born as a human. Story 31. Being thick-headed and doing what I want. I still remember the day a few years ago when my mom told me she was proud that I marched to the beat of my own drum and don't allow anyone to tell me what to do. Ever since I was young, I desired true freedom and choice. I wouldn't say I was or am disobedient, but I am definitely the king of my own world. I prefer telling myself what to do rather than following the orders of others. Work is a different story, and even then, I have my line drawn in the sand. Story 32. Getting so far in the friend zone that not even Sacagawea, the Thomas brothers, and Ferdinand Magellan can help me find my way out. Story 33. Creating forms. Need a form for your work or business? I will make the most beautiful, functional form you have ever seen. I have not yet figured out how to monetize this, so I will continue producing forms for my friends and their businesses. Story 34. I am an only child, so I hear it is everything. Haha, but for real, probably giving advice, which is why I like Reddit. Also, weirdly, growing corn and lettuce, but basically nothing else. Story 35. Lightsaber dueling. I am still working on overcoming the fear of getting hit in the fingers. The bruises are very painful. Story 36. Talking with people. I can talk with anyone about anything and enjoy it, but I don't like talking with people. Story 37. Presenting. I feel I can do voiceovers well, presentations well, and if you gave me a game show, I could present it well. Story 38. I am very good at process analysis. My focus is learning how tasks are done and identifying ways to make them easier. I essentially transform laziness into a skill. Story 39. It is so funny I am seeing this today because tonight during dinner with my family, I asked them the same question and my mother answered, messing things up. Story 40. Going to movies and restaurants alone. It turns out some people cannot handle going alone. If I like a movie or an artist that my friends have no interest in, I do not drag them along. I would rather enjoy it with like-minded people at the venue. You do not like Nando's? I will go by myself then. Story 41. Photography, perhaps. I have many photos and I like them. People who see them say they are good. But I don't know what to do with them, and lately I take fewer photos. The similar with painting. I have a house full of paintings, and I don't make more because I don't know where to put them. I don't know how to sell any of it, nor do I know how to sell myself. So there it all is, taking up space both physical and digital. I am still poor. Story 42. According to my wife, I am good at comforting people and making them feel better. I am also great at achieving justice. Story 43. I think I am pretty good at planning trips, learning deeply about different subjects, and arguing. I mean, I can find the best arguments and respond in a professional way, of course. Story 44. I found out yesterday that I am pretty solid at being interviewed for one of my company's monthly safety videos. My video will also be the first with a residential driver who is not doing a fully automated route, at least since I have been there. Story 45. Being approachable. The number of strangers I attract is surprising. It doesn't matter the ethnicity or political background. Everyone somehow thinks I'm one of them and tells me their life story. The same goes for kids. I'm a supply early childhood educator, teacher's aide or daycare, and kids just open up to me. I've had one cry at the end of the day because they were going to miss me. Cute kid, but I barely interacted with him at all. You just met me 6 hours ago? I don't know what it is. It's a powerful ability, though. Story 46. Writing, photography, gardening, and rolling steel. Story 47. Designing experiments. I am skilled at the laboratory work and competent at the data analysis, but it is in the design of the experiment where I do my best work. Story 48. Playing the piano and speaking English, which is not my native language. Only the latter was used to earn some money, and it was the lowest paying job in my life. It seems I only excel at non-profit activities. Story 49. I can knit using only the two most basic stitches, but apparently my tension is absolutely beautiful, and I make all the elderly women at work proud. Story 50. I am good at listening without judgment, offering help when you need it, and being here always ready to understand, even when words are hard to find. Story 51. Upgrading and deploying new environmental illumination systems with zero safety incidents and no cost overruns. Story 52. I used to think that I was good at having imposter syndrome, but now I am always afraid of what happens when people find out I am not that good at it. Story 53. I discovered at the Christmas party for work that I am exceptionally good at axe throwing. Like bullseye or near bullseye every time. My colleagues were stunned and concerned. Story 54. I am good at being decent at anything I start doing. Never the best, not even great. But when I am introduced to something new, I never perform poorly. It is a blessing and a curse because I never excel at anything truly. Story 55. Overthinking a simple problem causes me to suffer and fail severely, but when it comes to complex ones, I do great. Story 56. Giving great advice, making things sound funny, turning chaos into structure, and keeping secrets better than your ex. Story 57. My customer service voice has improved so much that people think I am an automated message when I remind them of their pickup orders. Story 58. Most things, to be honest. I consider myself skilled at learning new skills, particularly manual and physical skills. Exceptions. I cannot dance or do not try to dance. I cannot read fiction. Story 59, something probably. A neuropsychological report a few years ago included a line stating that I should not be underestimated, which I thought was surprising. However, I was also in the bottom 0.02 percentile for the ability to pay attention, so it is probably safe to underestimate me. Not that I will notice, anyway. Story 60. Singing, speaking, manipulation. I am the grandmaster of frequency and vibration. It is extremely powerful. No nerfs, I just get stronger. Story 61. Pretty much anything related to the humanities. Anthropology, geopolitics, classical history, epistemology, linguistics, cultural studies, geography, and so on. My government job is also related to geopolitics, linguistics, cultures, and geography, so that is a perfect fit. Story 62. Connecting with other human beings is challenging for me. I struggle with living and succeeding in the societal structure we have today. Story 63. As in better than most? Facial recognition. Fighting for the users. Tuning instruments. Not harming animals. I am good at standing up for people and things that are nearly helpless. I can sense when Decepticons are near. I am anarchy. Story 64. Writing user manuals at home, at work, and online. People appreciate my effort and kindness in doing this for them, although I really need the manuals myself, as I am 48 and tend to no longer remember how to operate devices like younger people do. Story 65. Revamping resumes. I just helped a friend with theirs today, and I love how happy they were with it. Story 66. Balance. Can stand on either leg for extended periods of time. I can clean my feet, put on my sock, and put on my shoe while standing on one leg. Story 67. I am skilled in support roles. Many years ago, I discovered another strength. I am good at providing support to those who truly need it. One of my neighbors was ill and required urgent transportation to the hospital. I volunteered, despite not having recent driving experience. Not only was I able to get the neighbor to the hospital, but I also helped prevent possible complications related to his weak heart. He received immediate medical attention, and his life was saved. Story 68. I'm pretty handy with mechanical and electronic tasks. I like do-it-yourself projects. However, I am also an expert at procrastination. Story 69. Talking, writing, loving, remembering trivia that no one is interested in. Finding music I think is amazing and realizing that most people don't hear what I hear. Being positive through almost anything. Cancer is now my challenge. What I am bad at? Patience. Don't rush things when you know how to do them properly. Idiot. Understanding mechanisms. I just don't understand how some can take an engine apart and then assemble it again after finding a small wrinkle in an O-ring that explains why the engine isn't running right. I get mad when I think about it. Listening. I have a tendency to talk over people, not to be rude, but to agree with them or add my own take to theirs. Some don't appreciate that, but I'm really trying to get better. Other than that, I'm almost perfect. Story 70. Wasting time on Reddit hypothesizing what I could be doing in life. Dreaming of interesting projects but never completing them. Starting projects but abandoning them when I burn out and find something else that seems more appealing. Story 71. Keeping my elderly friend company and cooking for him. I am currently studying to become a chef so that I can cook even better in the future. Story 72. Losing myself in a project. My unusual brain loves a mundane chore or solo work. I can outlast and outperform my peers with repetitive tasks. I am not the cat with the sharpest claws, but I can stay in the fight as long as I need to. Story 73. Untying knots like really well. A friend once handed me a handful of fishing line and said he had 3 rigs tied together in his box. 15 minutes later, I handed him 4 rigs. Story 74. I am good at discovering the truth, or I upset people because they are not ready to hear it. Story 75. Art and studying academic subjects are things I am interested in if I actually put in the effort. The thing is, those are the only areas I can confidently say I am good at, where I can actually gauge my skill level and compare it to others. But for other skills that I want to learn or improve on, it feels embarrassing even trying because I do not know if it is good or embarrassingly bad. For example, I tried baking a cake, brought it out, and let others try it. They only had 1 bite, and even though it was a small cake, they did not finish it. I could see that they did not like it. I do not know how bad it was. To me, it tasted fine. Story 76. I am skilled at leading with responsibility, understanding the bigger picture, and making things happen with both heart and strategy. Story 77. I find I am far more easygoing and open-minded than most people. I do not know why they get angry over little things and LGBTQ topics. Do not hate, just relate and be happy. Story 78. Learning new things. playing games like Shaco, providing oral communication, typing quickly, solving problems, taking breaks, procrastinating, sleeping. Based on these skills and activities, a suitable job could be a customer support representative, content creator, or software tester. Story 79. I am good at trying multiple things. I know very few people who have tried many different sports. I am obviously not good at any of them because I do not focus on one. However, the majority of people I meet stick to one sport that they have been doing since their teens and have no skill in anything else. I have some skill in various activities, which makes me feel like a more complete person. In many things, I am slightly better skilled than most people, but I am nowhere near as skilled as someone who practices regularly. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.